right, what is up? Welcome back to the Sneaker Strolls podcast. I know it's been a minute, a hot minute, but we are back. Me and my co-host, Big Phil, back with our top 10 sneakers of the year. Figured we had to do it. You know, it's been over a year since we've come out with a podcast together. Figured we bring the boys back together and give you guys our top 10 sneakers of the year and then some other stuff sprinkled in, of course. So what's good, bro?
Chilling, just trying not to buy everything up. Not trying to go, trying to keep my, my spending shoe habits down. But it's very hard when all this heat keeps dropping. And as we're gonna get into once we look, we've been looking back on this 2023, and I mean, we ain't probably seen a lot of things that came out that we didn't even remember coming out and all this stuff. But we're gonna get into it. But yeah, man, just trying not to spend all my dollars on shoes. How about you?
Same here, bro. Just every time as you know, I've got a couple pairs that have come in over the past couple weeks. Every time, Abby's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Hey, it's been a minute. I've controlled it pretty well." So, but yeah, no, it's tough, dude. They've been coming out with a lot of good stuff, as we'll obviously get to throughout this podcast. But yeah, it's been tough to not spend like I want to spend. And try and be a little bit.
And you're plugged in differently too. I'm not gonna act like you're not plugged in differently. He's not just getting on sneakers and Nike. This man got a whole Instagram plug for his sneakers, so it's a little different with what he's buying. He's not buying the regular.
No, dude, but even some of that, even the general releases this year have been really good. So
facts.
Yeah, I mean, like I just got Abby the pair of the Valentine's Day dunks that were like. They kind of look like the Strangelove dunks a little bit. It's like a knockoff Strangelove. So I just got her those, and I just hit on sneakers, and they were super easy to get. But we'll talk a little bit about dunks later in the episode. But but yeah. So I mean, no point delaying it. You know, we're here to talk obviously about the top 10 sneakers of the year. Of both of our lists, they're probably going to differ quite a bit. Maybe towards. I figure maybe top. Honestly, no. I think maybe one will be the same for both of us. But if I had to take it, if I was a betting man, which I do every once in a while, but if I were a betting man, I would say the first one's probably going to be the same. Everything else, I think, is a crapshoot. I think it's going to be very different. Maybe some overlap, just different positions. But I think the first one's pretty. I think I'm gonna shock you out the gate on number 2, and then we may have a little overlap here and there, but I tried not to let. I don't know how you went about this, but we kind of talked about it in the before we started recording. But I kind of tried not to let anybody else's lists really skew my vision and what I had. So, and then we'll talk about how I plan to do 2024 going forward, and we might do some collaborative stuff on that as well. But yeah, you want to go first? You want me to go first? What are you feeling here? You want to go on 3? You want to do this?
Yeah. We can do that. But this list is gonna make me look crazy, like I'm a brand man or some shit. This is gonna look crazy. But yeah, let's do it on 3. Let's get into to number 10 on the top 10.
Oh, we're going down. Oh, right. Obviously, we're going down the list.
Yeah.
All right. Number 10. Oh, well, then we don't have to do it. We could do number 1 on 3, and we could see, but we'll probably be able to shake out who's got what at number 1 if we leave it out of the rest of the list. But all right, then you go first then with your number 10, and then I'll probably have some questions. I mean, it sounds like you might be off the wall.
Yeah, I'll give a little explanation into some of these, and I'll probably ask you as well, like why you came to that conclusion on that. But number 10 for me is it's a Jordan 12 Cherry. This shoe hadn't come out. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like 20 plus years since it's released, if not longer. And it was just always one of those shoes that like people wanted at the time, at least, and now it came out. And we know how the sneaker, how it's kind of going right now with everything, the community or whatever you want to call it. But the Jordan Cherry 12 was just like a shoe that everybody wanted at one time. It came back, and it's kind of a quieter release. But yeah, that's what I got for number 10, Jordan Cherry 12.
That's fire. I love that pick. I can't fault you. I don't have it on my list, but it's definitely up there. That's great shoe. A shoe that people, not just people who've been collecting Jordans for a long time, but even just like people who have started collecting since we've like started recording and talked about that, people like thought that shoe was dope, even if they didn't know the background to it.
Yeah, just
So
another OG colorway. Just Jordan putting out an OG colorway. It's what we always cry about. Oh, why don't you just bring back the OG? Why are we dropping the purple? They brought back an OG, a great one. So yeah.
dude, yeah, no, that's a great pick. Um, yeah, my number 10 is the Nike Mac Attack OG. So I mean, not really much I can say. I mean, I did not opt for the Travis in that spot because the original can't be beat. All Travis did was flip the Nike swoosh. Like that shoe hadn't come out since 1984, and now this year it seems they've done like 10 different colorways at least.
Yeah, if not
Like,
more. Honestly, if not more.
bro, yeah, like they had the
Yeah,
social status ones that were super fire, the white and
yeah.
green.
I
They
got him
had
up here, so that's cool.
Yeah, they had like the white and red. They came out with some white and yellow, like just super wearable fire shoe. Yeah, I just love that shoe, and I thought it deserved, just not even based on the hype it got like around the Travis release, but even before that, like I just love that shoe. Love that they brought it back, the OG colorway, and then I did love when when Travis Scott and McEnroe were going like back and forth about that whole thing. I thought that was dope about the name. But yeah, so I had to put it on there, tossed it at 10, and you'll see like when I
You were
was
on
going,
those early as well. You were really on. You bought them early. I'm
I
pretty
did
sure as
have
well
them
before
early.
the
Yeah,
release.
I had
Yeah,
them
so
before the
you were
release.
on those.
But you'll see kind of like I would say anything past my top five, like I struggled. I was
Damn.
not just like what do I put here, what do I put there, and like number wise, like I struggle what even makes it on this list. Like so I just thought, yeah, as a number 10 just starting out, like I'm happy with that. It deserves to be on my list. Probably not higher than 10, but it deserves to be there. So that's why I put it there. So yeah, Nike Mac Attack OG.
Yeah, I love it. I copped a pair this year of Mac Attacks. I love the silhouette. Easy to wear. Look good. Pants, shorts. So yeah, great shoe. All right, so number 9. You just want to go back and forth? You go number, or you want, or how do you want to do that one?
Yeah, you could
You
go.
want me
We
to
could
keep
just
going?
go. Yeah, we
Okay.
just keep going back and forth.
All right, so number 9, we have the Jordan 1 Union. I know you were really big on this one as well. It took me a while to really find the love for it that I don't own it, but the love for it that I do have. And I mean, it's a great price right now if anybody wants it, but just the whole way they took and the air woven was the inspiration or
Yep.
behind that. So, and Union knocks everything out the park pretty much. So I love the flack that people gave it. They didn't really care for it. I was one of the people, but it's a beautiful shoe. You have it. I'm sure it's easier to wear. The little hints of green in there, great shoe. So yeah, I had to put that on there just from the way they built the shoe, the design of it. Just any way you can play with the Jordan 1 to make it look different and good. Yeah, successful collab again by
Love
Union.
that. Love that pick. I looked at that one for a long time too, and I was like, does this deserve to be on my top 10? It probably did. Didn't make it on there, but yeah, I love that shoe. Obviously, got it right off the jump, and while people were like debating whether they liked it or not, why they didn't like it, I was like, oh, this is a home run right off the bat. Like, sure, I wish the hints of like it's more blue than green, but I was like, that makes it a little bit hard to style, but like fire, yeah, love that they took that like woven upper and put it on
Hmm.
a Jordan 1. Like I can't even imagine the logistics that had to go behind that. I love the inspiration from his wife. Um, yeah, just super fire shoe, and yeah, I can't believe I left it off my list, but love that you put it on yours.
Yeah, I like that so far. I left the Mac Attack off, and you had the Mac Attack on there. You left the Union off. Like, so it's kind of cool that we're both doing our separate lists. So
Yeah, bro. No, that's a great pick. I love that shoe, and yeah, I love that it came with all the laces too. Like it came with the yellow, and then it came with like the light blue or whatever it is, and then it just came with like a sail colorway. But yeah, no, that's a dope pick. I love that. My 9 was I don't know I don't even know, you may not know this shoe. I'm sure you do, but the Adidas Fear of God Athletics 86 Low Sesame. So obviously the first shoe that Jerry Lorenzo came out with at Adidas since starting Fear of God Athletics under the Adidas umbrella. This is just such a dope shoe in my opinion. Loved it. I don't have a pair, and now resale is like 450. And
Sheesh.
so yeah, I saw it on Adidas when they first dropped, or on Fear of God Athletics, whatever. I saw it there, and I could have bought it, but even retail was like, I want to say it was like 270 or something. It
Damn.
was high.
I didn't even know they dropped. I remember you sending that to me a while ago on Instagram, but I didn't even know they dropped.
Dude, it was
So
high. But yeah, I was like,
it's crazy.
I just can't pull the trigger right now. I went back later that day and they were gone. So um, didn't get myself a pair, but would love to have them. I actually just saw David Beckham. So they just came out with these new Adidas Predators, which was like a soccer cleat that was super popular when he was playing, and like probably like 15 years ago now, even before that probably. Um, but they just came out with a re-release of those, and he was at the event for the drop. Obviously, he's a huge Adidas athlete still, and he was wearing these shoes with like this. I think it was a Y3 outfit. It was crazy, but those shoes just look so good on feet, and I just wish I had a pair. It's like a pretty high platform, but yeah, I'll probably pull the trigger at some point.
It's almost like luxury sportswear shoe kind of way.
1000%, yeah. And even like
Yeah.
I don't know how the performance is on the basketball version, like the high top ones, but like those look dope too. I didn't put those on any of my list, but
It gives
just
me Yeezy vibe, like a fat ass shoe, like the high top fat,
yeah, I
like
rock
an
with them though.
old. Yeah, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of the Bad Bunnies, a little bit. Not as like
Yes.
maybe not as chunky, but yeah, yeah, I rock with those. And then the Sesame colorway was my favorite of the three that came out. So that was my number nine. Just thought it was different. Everybody was like, it was very hype. Like everyone was talking about Jerry Lorenzo's first drop with Adidas, and I don't think he disappointed. In my opinion, I love the shoes, but I was really on that site for the clothing. Dude, some of the apparel it came out with was insane, but the price tag was insane too. Like
I saw some videos. The fitting was really bad on that.
oh yeah, it's all like, yeah, it's
Sizing,
all
yeah,
crazy.
sizing is always bad with
Dude,
beer
any
cup.
fear of God is like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this sweatshirt I wanted that literally just had like three stripes down the front. It was like 380, and I was
Crazy.
like, all right, I love this, but no way.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that's my number nine. Yeah, I think like I said, I mean, my top five, I'm pretty good with. These, I was like, where do I put this? Where do I put that? But I think nine's a good spot for that one, and it
Yeah,
definitely
it's a great
brought.
shoe. It's a super wearable shoe. I wish I could see people. I haven't seen a pair in person or anywhere on foot or anything like that. So crazy. But getting into number eight, this is a brand. They always do kind of wonky things. I would say.
Oh,
One of my favorite collaborators, the CPFM Flea.
oh, I thought you were going a different
At number
direction. All
eight,
right, I thought you were going
CPFM
mischief.
Flea. Oh no, I can't. I love their shit, but they can't. Yeah, I can't put them on here.
Okay, I like that
Uh,
pick.
yeah, the all black pair though. I think the hint of darker green, teal, blue, whatever that is on the other one just makes it a little harder to wear. But yeah, just it's so I just like the weird shoes, something different. People are wearing it. Yeah, it looks cool as fuck. That's all I gotta say about it. It's just a cool ass shoe. So
Dude, I rock with that, and that was one that I was trying to find a place for in my 5 to 10 or 6 to 10, and I just hadn't put it on there. Just couldn't find a spot for it. But that did end at 12 in my rankings. Um, but yeah, just I tried to. I have a huge affinity for that shoe. I love that shoe. Just especially like how they put the rock climbing like little bits on the sole. I just think it's super dope. And obviously like two big straps on it. I picked the faded spruce version, but just because that was like the OG colorway, that was like a little more out there. Because even like even if you go with the black pair, it's still not super wearable.
yeah,
So
it's a crazy shoe. You really gotta be putting that shit on, or you just gotta be lounging really hard, or you gotta be putting that shit on.
yeah, you're probably only wearing that with sweats. Like if you try and rock
Yeah,
those with jeans, like you're you're probably missing it.
I've seen a couple good fits with the big baggy sweat vibe.
Yep.
I've seen that. So
It's a great pick. I love that shoe, and I like the creativity behind it. They always, yeah,
yeah,
like
they
you
always
said. I
knock
mean,
shit
they're
out the
always
park.
coming out,
Yeah.
yeah, coming out with the creative stuff. All right, my number 8 is the Action Bronson New Balance 990 V6 Lapis Lazuli. I like this one way more than the first colorway it came out with. That was a little bit too colorful for me. I still liked it, but this one really just to me is like super fire. It looks a lot like the Carhartt version, but just more colorful. And I would probably, honestly, I mean, to put something at 8 that I would say like I probably wouldn't wear this like frequently is kind of nuts. And I don't even know if I would wear it at all, just because it is so colorful, it is so
It's
out there.
crazy.
But it's just a fire shoe, and Action Bronson just has been knocking it out of the park. I love the
Yeah.
collaboration,
New
and
Balance and him, yeah, they
dude,
got something brewing well.
they do,
They're letting
and
him do
like
his thing and it's working. So
yeah, and like he really rides for New Balance. I know they were talking about. I don't want to like talk too much about the Complex Sneaker podcast, but they were also talking about like, yeah, sure, like he's one of our friends, yada yada, and all that stuff. So they put it on their list, but he just has been wearing New Balance from the jump, and they've rode
yeah,
with him. They've given him this backing. They've let him be creative, and they've knocked it out the park every single time. And I love this colorway. I love the laces, how they're like kind of the old like Tim laces, super fire. So yeah, that's my number 8. Um, yeah, I don't have much more to say about it. I just think it's a really cool colorway. And I would love to say that I would wear it. I'm just not that colorful of a person anymore. I've been fading to like blacks and grays and stuff
yeah.
like that. But yeah, super fire.
All right, well, shit. Getting into number 7. This was I've been really happy for the whole this brand at Nike. This sector of brand at Nike. Nike basketball to me has been doing like the craziest. I'm giving it its biggest respects right now. I think they're on a really low key run. But yeah, this is the reverse Grinch. Everybody loved the Kobe Grinch. This just the red. Um, yeah, we've seen it on the court all year. It's just insane shoe. Obviously a great on court shoe. But yeah, Nike's been giving me that vibe of Nike basketball that you can wear like just outside these days. So I'm really waiting on the D book to come out too. So but yeah, Nike basketball and the reverse Grinch at number 7. Kobe reverse Grinch.
Great pick. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't want to give away my list, but you may see it later in my list. But yeah, no, I love that shoe. It's when the Grinch came out there, the Protro, I guess the original Grinch obviously came out in 2010, I believe, and then 2020 was the Grinch, and now obviously we get the reverse Grinch Protro. So I love that. It's just like any basketball player. Like if I were playing basketball today, of course I would wear that shoe, but like it's almost become like I've seen it too much. I feel like even you'll see. I put it
Because it's
higher.
kind of affordable. It's kind of affordable, I guess, in the resale market as well. We kind of see it a little more.
Still like 400. Like I mean, it's
Yeah,
no thousand like the
yeah.
Grinch are, but like I don't know. I went to Abby's little brother's basketball game the other day, and he's 11, I think, and yeah, one of his teammates was wearing this shoe, and I was like, this is like
Crazy,
yeah, like
crazy.
who's buying their kids this to hoop in? Like they're either fake or like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
well
Facts,
off. But
facts.
no, I love that shoe. I can't fault you for the pick. It's great.
Yeah, but it is everywhere. It's really everywhere. I mean, it's hard not to see this shoe. So
And maybe
I
I'm
even
just
saw my
salty.
man Wallow wearing it out with some sweats. He was just wearing them regularly. So it's
That's
everywhere.
fire. That I honestly probably would have had it. I'll tell you where I have it in a bit, but I probably would have had it higher if it were not just a basketball shoe. Because I would never now in my life, like back in high school, I would have obviously worn like a Nike basketball shoe to
Just
school or
around,
whatever.
yeah, with some
But
elite
now,
shorts.
yeah, now I'm not on that. So I would only wear those to hoop in, and any Kobe, just like
Yeah,
just out of respect, damn near, and like
yeah.
just my style. I don't know, but yeah, no, I love that pick, and I love that shoe as well. So That's awesome. And you'll see, I have it later on in my list as well. And you probably won't have to wait too long, but not right now. Number seven, I got the Jordan 1 Low Travis Scott Women's Olive.
Okay.
I was I was very up in the air about whether to put one of these on there, but obviously I don't have these shoes, but I have the Indigo Studios version of it, same colorway, and it's just so wearable. Like I may have two pairs, I don't remember. I think I only have one pair of that one, but just so wearable and like a great colorway. Even like people know that my version is like a remake or whatever, like a knockoff if you want to call it that. But like they're still everyone's always still like, whoa, I like those. Even people who have no like people at my work that have no like
Yeah, no idea.
idea about footwear. They don't know it's like it's supposed to be a Travis Scott, and it's actually a very expensive shoe that I got for like 100 and some bucks. But yeah, no, it's a great color. It's a slept on colorway, and I would never pay resale for the actual Travis Scott women's version. But super fire, I had to put it on there, and it just yeah, it's like subdued. It's not too crazy. Yeah, good shoe.
I didn't notice like there was gonna be this many Travises. I don't know if the word is franchising it, but like it's almost like they're franchising his Jordan 1. Like, I mean, we'll probably talk into it in the future, but like, yeah, there's just so many more coming out. Like, it just doesn't stop. And then we get a golf version. So,
And
but
that
yeah,
was
that
my
color looks crazy.
real yeah, that was my real debate whether do I put this on there or do I put the golf version on there just because of what that did for the golf industry.
Facts.
But this,
Facts.
as far as like what I like and would wear, it would be this. But that one is crazy for what it did for the golf industry. Nobody's ever like lined up for a golf shoe before,
Yeah.
and I love like that golf store or whatever made you like drive 200 yards to get the shoe.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
super dope too. So like, yeah, super cool. But I agree. I think this is the last time that they can do, and it's not because they're coming out with another Travis Lowe. But I think it's like an olive or not olive. It's like a
It's like a
darker.
Laney. I
Yeah.
saw like a Laney colorway or
Oh,
something, like
that
a
too.
women's Laney. So,
Yeah, but they're coming also out
yeah.
with like it is like an olive like, but it's all dark. So I don't know,
Mm.
but it's supposed to be coming out. But yeah, I think these are like the hype started up here, and now it's like every release it just decreases. So like,
Yeah.
and then these
Yep.
were a women's sizing, so like not even everybody could get their hands on them. So yeah, but
Which
I
I haven't
agree.
looked at the prices, which probably makes the bigger sizes insane. Like a our size up there is probably insane. But
Yeah, no, they are. But yeah, that's my number seven.
all right, we should getting right into number 6. This one, we had to wait on this one a couple times throughout the year, with the tragedy involved. But this is the Born Raised SB.
Oh,
Yeah, this shoe was Rex and I are both big Paisley fans, and this shoe was just. I'm not really a big blue. I don't really wear a lot of blue, but this shoe was just amazing for the Paisley shoelaces with the pink. Yeah, this shoe was just nasty.
it's a great
That's all I
pick.
get. Yeah, it's a great shoe. I mean, they probably could have been higher on this list, but I mean, there was a lot of things that came out this year, but this by far was my favorite SB of the year for sure. And there was a lot of good SBs that came out, but yeah, I had to put the Born Raised on there. And it had a
Yeah,
cool release in the beginning. The first release was like, I don't know if it was the high school that he went to, but he gave like every graduate a pair who graduated
before
that
he
year
passed, and then it
before he
got
passed
backed up.
away.
Yeah, so
Yep. So
that's
then
what.
that
Yeah,
back to release.
dude,
So
that got everybody hype about it. That's when I first saw it and everything, and obviously we were like messaging back and forth about it. But then, yeah, obviously rest in peace. Then passed away and got this pushed back. Didn't know if we were actually going to get this shoe this year,
yeah.
but yeah, then it came out and it was. I feel like it did lose a little bit of the hype just because everyone was super hyped on it when that happened, and then obviously
hmm
the pushback, people didn't know like what was going to happen, and then it just dropped. So great shoe. I love that
I'm
shoe.
glad it didn't drive the resale up for his death like we see items. Like it didn't make it like any crazy. Maybe in the beginning a little bit, but it dropped down crazily. I think I've seen it around like $400 at one point in a 10.5. So yeah, not too crazy of an out there SB, but yeah, that had to be on there.
It did. Yeah, that's a great pick. All right, my number 6. Well, you already heard it from Phil. The Nike Kobe 6 Protro Reverse Grinch. We already talked about it a little bit, but yeah, obviously had to put it on there. Love Kobe. Thought about trying to find the Mambasita on there as well, the 4, but couldn't find a spot for it. But this one, I mean, it has to be on there. Just
That's where I was debating too. I almost left the Grinch off where the Kobe 4. I don't know which one that's called. Maybe it's the Mama City, but there's the GG one and that one. I believe they both came out last year, so
yeah,
it was
yeah,
very
yeah.
hard to choose which Kobe I was gonna put in here. So I will say that it was close for the Grinch and the other Kobe's that did release.
Yeah, this one was, and this could have been in my top 5, like I was debating, but just like I said, like I wouldn't wear it just casually, so I just tossed it at 6 just because I felt it still deserved to be up towards the top of my list, but just out of the fact of like I wouldn't wear it just on an everyday type thing, I just dropped it to 6. But yeah, no, we already talked about it, and it's a great shoe. It deserved to be on both of our lists, and I'm glad it was.
Now we're rolling into the top
Oh,
five.
top
This is getting
five, top five, top five, top five.
top five. This is getting crazy. I guess I've had a lot of collabs on here, and get into a Tiffany Air Force One at 5. I've been getting into
Controversial.
very controversial, but people, I mean, it's either you like all black or you don't like all black is basically what it boils down to. That Tiffany blue, I mean, it's just so simple to throw on a black outfit and have the hit of Tiffany blue. My secret person who I think makes me inspire his shoes these days is LeBron James. He gets off so many fits with so many shoes that's low key been my guy who like influences me to go out and buy stuff. But yeah, he got off a simple fit with it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know how people can hate on this shoe. Tiffany Air Force One suede. I'm sure it's made. I mean, it was retail, what, $500 or something? So $400 or $500. Everybody had a chance to get it on sneakers. It wasn't like nobody had the opportunity to get it. So yeah, number 5, Tiffany Air Force One. And it looks crazy. I'm 5 for 5 Nike. No, six out of them.
Dude, that's
Crazy.
that is crazy, but I can't fault you. I really do like
But I
that
believe
shoe.
every brand knocked it out this year. I believe that every brand, like in their own way, is up right now. So it just, yeah, we'll get into
Yeah, we'll talk
that,
about
I'm
that for
sure. But
sure after we get through our list. But I like the pick. I didn't put it in my top 10 just because of the entry price. Just I yeah, of course. I mean,
yeah,
anybody
facts.
could
That
have
is
got it.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody could have got it on sneakers, sure, but like who? Like not many people. I mean, I say that, and then I would go spend that much money on a shoe, but like not everybody could go buy it. Like there are
Yeah.
probably kids out there that were like, "Oh my god, that's my favorite shoe in the world," and they couldn't go buy it. So
Yeah.
like I don't know. I like the pick, and I feel that it does deserve to be on here. And obviously, like it was on Complex's list as well, it deserves to be on there. But very controversial. Like a lot of people didn't like it as much as the Tiffany Dunks, and I can't say I like it more than those, but I do. I like the shoe. I like the hint of Tiffany blue. I like how it's all black. I like the little like lace, whatever lock, the
It's like
Tiffany
it's
lace
actual
lock.
silver or something. It's
Yeah,
like
it's like
actual
sterling silver.
silver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I see why it's expensive, and I thought it was cool. It came with that toothbrush, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good shoe. I can't fault you
I mean,
for
you see
having it on the
Nike
list.
still collaborating with Tiffany so many years later, and then the Dunks being timeless, it's a timeless shoe. It's gonna be hard for any collab to live up to that one that they've done. So, but yeah, like we hit it on, we said everything of why it could be in the top 5. So yeah, that's what we got at 5. Tiffany Air Force One.
Starting out with some heat.
Heat,
Okay,
expensive shit.
hopefully I can. Yeah, hopefully I can live up to that. But yeah, my number 5, the New Balance 1906R Aimé Leon Dore green and gold. This
Mm.
was I had the thought of putting this in my top 2, but just couldn't. Just I don't know. There's other things that pushed it out of the way, but deserved to be my top 5 just because that's a shoe that like the other it's like $450 resale. It's not crazy, but like we were talking about before, like I've been buying shoes, and Abby's like always like, what pair is this, or like what's coming in now. So the other day I was like a little bit popped, and I bought this shoe on Goat, and immediately
Yes.
canceled it. Like the next morning, I was like, "Oh, please don't accept this offer," and no, they hadn't
Yeah.
accepted it yet. So so I canceled it. I actually purchased it, but you can like cancel unless somebody's like actually confirmed.
Yeah.
So I canceled it real quick. But this is a shoe like I've had in my cart like 30 times over the past like 5 months. Like this is
Yeah.
one of my
It's that
favorite
one when
shoes
you
of this
lay
year.
down at night that you're like, damn, do I get it today? Do I get it today?
Well, exactly. So yeah, I just love this shoe. I love everything ALD does basically. And this shoe just, I mean, yeah, it's a new kind of silhouette that we haven't seen in a long time. And it's I mean, a silhouette that we saw a lot this year, but we hadn't seen in a long time. It may even be brand new. I don't know much about New Balance like that. I'm not fucking Matt Welty, but yeah, no, this shoe was up there for me, and I was debating: do I put this shoe on there? Do I put the 860 V2 on there because it came in the red, the blue, the green, and it looks very similar? But this one was my like, that's it.
And you always love when they collab with New Balance. I feel like you have multiple of their collabs with New Balance.
I do, yeah, and I
Yeah.
just yeah, I love ALD, and yeah, it's a great shoe.
All right, number four. This one I had something written before, and I scratched it out,
Oh, the last minute
because
switch.
I didn't know that this shoe would come out within the year. So this one was huge to me. I think that this might be the most fire shoe. I mean, this could have been number one for me, probably, to be honest. And could have bought it, but it's went to a price that is not in my lane right now. But it's gonna be the Dornbecker Romero.
Oh, okay, okay.
This shoe, I mean, it's a very loud shoe. This kid killed it. The way you could take off. I mean, there's removable patches. There's like six different colored shoelaces. A very loud shoe, but the Vomero period was huge this year in this mesh, this trend of mesh shoes. So Vomero had to be on here anyway. I mean, if it would have been a number 10, just a GR Vomero, I probably would have had Vomero. But the fact that the Dorenbecker Vomero just had all the options and the stories behind Dorenbecker. This shoe was loud and it was perfectly made loud. Uh, yeah, it's like the perfect loud shoe to me. And then the shoe I crossed off was, but because this one was the friends and family as well, but it was the Nigel Sylvester Bike Airs. The airship, that blue was amazing. But there was a GR pair as well, but it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same at
It
all.
wasn't the
Yeah,
same. It wasn't the same at
didn't
all.
have the
And
bike on the
yeah.
back. Yeah, it was, dude.
Yep.
That
And I
was
liked those, but but yeah, his friends and family pair, that was the introduction to the airship for me as well. That was the introduction to it. Besides when they came out with the All Star Pack years ago. But yeah, that would have been slipped. That would have been my other number four option, but it's a friends and family, pretty unobtainable to the
yeah.
normal guys. So
Bro,
yeah, that's what ranked it in number four.
it's a great pick. And kind of foreshadowing, I have some questions about. We might talk about the Vomero later a little bit, but yeah, it deserves to be on the list. I didn't put it on mine, but and I love the Dornbecker. We've talked about how the Dornbecker project is just such a dope thing. I think we talked about that year, like when we used to do the
Yeah,
podcast
first got into it.
frequently. But yeah, I love that, and that's a great shoe, great design. Just yeah, knocked it out the park, like you said, and that model is just taken off this year.
Yeah, that model's insane.
Great. That's a good start to the top four. My top
Yeah.
four. I feel pretty good about my top four, but number four, the Jordan 5 Alma Manier Dusk. I was, I would, I mean, I would have put the Dusk and Dawn both on here, but I had to pick one. And honestly, if I would have put the Dusk, it would have probably been like 10. So didn't want to disrespect it in that way because it is a great shoe, and both of them are, and I do have both. But the Dusk, just so fire. I don't really like that they put the Alma Manier on the bubble, the lettering on the bubble, but that's just a little thing that is my personal taste. But I love what they did. Um, I love what they did on the little hint of maroon, and then I love that they put the actual like Ama A
In the
in the
cage.
cage. It's
Yeah,
dude
yeah.
insane, and just a great touch that like you wouldn't ever think of, and nobody ever. I don't think anyone's ever done that before. So I'm like big into those little things where I'm like they're kind of like changing the way that shoes are actually made, and like usually Jordan's just like, okay, put your colors on and we'll do that, and like sure maybe we'll put like your A on the tongue, which they did on one of them, but like I don't think anyone's ever said like, hey, we want to change the cage and we'd like it to be the A, and like
Hmm.
it's just insane. And
It's
so, and the
crazy.
quality, yeah, quality is crazy too.
Hmm.
Super wearable, um, kind of like gives me off-white Mussolini vibes, but like almost better probably. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that shit was amazing. Yeah, that shit was very, and you know, a lot. I think a lot of people. It came out so much later in the year that a lot of people left it off. But
Yeah,
Mama Nair is
exactly.
my favorite brand collaborator probably
And
out of
yeah,
any
me
brand.
too. But a lot of people left
Yeah,
it off
they're
because of the whole like thing around social status and like the whatever happened, like embezzling or whatever happened. I don't know. It's all
yeah.
hearsay. But yeah, like, and then so people weren't getting their shoes, and like it was a whole thing. So I think
You
people
didn't have
left
a
it off for
problem
that
with that.
reason.
You got yours
No,
from
yeah,
there. You didn't
I
have a
got
problem,
one.
right?
I got the Dusk from Mama Manier, but then I got the Dawn from Social Status, and I didn't have a problem. So I was like reading about it. I was like, what that? I didn't have a single problem. Like they just
Yeah, I
sent me
guess
the shoe.
pairs didn't ship or something, right? People paid and have never gotten pairs like to this day, and
Yeah, and
they
they don't have their
still,
money back either.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're still working on how to get that 250, that 270 back because
Yeah. So
the
I got
retail
lucky.
on
Yeah.
those, yeah, retail on those was I believe like 250, 225 at the least.
Yeah, I think it was 250, and like with
So
shipping, obviously a little bit more, like 265. But yeah, no, just outstanding shoe. They knock it out the park. Everything they do.
yeah, that's my yeah, they get me every time. I don't think there's something that they've released that I haven't wanted to buy or I don't own already. So all right, top three. This is about to it's about to get real crazy. So
I
this
think
one
I think we got two of the same. If I got to go
yeah,
out there on
these
a
have
limb.
to be yeah. If we're in three, there have to be two. This one had a lot of controversy as well with the quality control
Yep,
of this being such
I know what
a
it is.
sought after shoe. Yeah, I mean, this is one of your favorites, you know, models and silhouettes when
Let me tell
it's
you right now, we got the
yeah.
same number three.
Jordan 3 reimagined.
Yep.
Yeah, 3. This is a shoe that I believe anytime it comes out, reimagined or not, was gonna go crazy. But we did have quality control problems with the elephant print. But at the end of the day, it's an OG colorway. Jordan's giving us what we begged for, and we can't be, beggars can't be choosers. So, um, yeah, great shoe. Another OG that got added to the collection quick. No matter what yeah, I think I got it at a good price. I think they dropped some with the quality control, but no matter what, the price doesn't matter when you really want a shoe. So you're gonna go get that thing. So yeah, we both I mean, that's cool. We both had this at 3 and it's a Jordan 3.
That is cool. Yeah, no, but I had it there as well. Just yeah, I honestly, I mean, neither of my pairs have problems with the elephant print. Luckily, I mean, I got the first pair early, and in the early release through the sneakers app, and then the second one I was lucky enough to like be able to get from a resale shop where they had numerous pairs, so I was able to like look at both of them side by side and like pick whichever one I wanted. So that one, yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer. That had to be top three, and it's just such a wearable shoe. Like if I'm just putting anything on, like I'm always one of my first thoughts is always like, oh, that shoe. And obviously I'm
Hmm.
keeping one pair on ice, and I don't know if I'll ever wear them, but like that I've probably worn the pair that I do wear like 20 or 30 times already.
Yeah, I'm
Like it,
missing stars. I got a heel drag. I'm missing stars.
I don't
Mine
know.
definitely got
I'm
the
not
wears.
beating them that hard, but like, nah, I've worn them
Definitely
and
got
like
some.
I've partied in them and stuff, and like had a good, yeah, like I've gone pretty hard in them. So
Been outside.
great, yeah, great wearable shoe, and obviously an OG colorway. So yeah, I'm glad we both had that, and there was finally some overlap in our lists as far
Finally.
as exact numbers. I know we both had the
I don't
reverse
think we
strings,
would have
but
disagreed if we were to do one list together. I think it'd be, I mean, this year and compared to like past years we did it, I think this one would be easier for us to agree on a lot of things.
For
Compared
sure,
to
yeah. There, you could,
previous
yeah.
years, I feel like we're more debatable.
You could talk me into your list. I'm sure I could talk you into my list. We could have some
Facts.
compromise. I'm sure we wouldn't have had a problem.
So number two, I mean, you just talked about it, the Jordan 5. I'm near dusk. Late one for me. I'm glad we waited later to do our list. The lace options, I got the cream ones in there now. This was another shoe LeBron wore courtside. I got it. So I'm not huge on black shoes, but it's been something I've been getting into, like you said, not being so loud with the colors. But as you get older in age, getting into the more, I mean, I love nudes and things like that, but getting into the more all black and things like that, this was a must cop. Like we said, quality's great. They're changing the game. I'm in here. Send us some free shit, motherfuckers. We need some shit. Let me get those fours I saw the other day, actually, if that's true. But yeah, that's what I got at number two. The I'm in year 5 dust.
Great pick. Yeah, I already said everything I had to say about it. I love that shoe. And yeah, I guess, yeah, you don't really, you do like more like colorful shoes than I do. I've been
Yeah.
really just like, even all white shoes. Like I used to love that shit, just a little flashy, but like now I'm like all black, like gray and black, sail and black, like just real subdued tones
Yeah,
and
I
just
love the sales. The sales is what's been getting me a lot. It's just that sales, so easy to wear. Black jeans, sale bow.
yeah. No, that's me too. And so that leads us nicely into my number two. It's kind of a mouthful, so forgive me if I mess up. But the Eighth Street Samba by Ronnie Fieg for Adidas Originals and Clark
Oh
Originals.
shit.
Um,
Do you
so
own those?
yeah, I own three colorways.
Damn.
That's
You got them on the website?
yeah. So that's
Oh
like my
man.
favorite. And so specifically, what the colorway that I put on here is the chalk white. It's got the green accents on it. Another one would be the Kithmas, which has the green, the navy, and the red and
Yep.
black. So and so then I have also just I'm actually what maybe discuss what's on feet right now, but I actually have the just black, uh, the one with the black hints on there as well. That came out during Kithmas as well, so I have those on right now. But those are it's so wearable and like even people who have no idea about shoes are like just like Sambas because we'll talk about that too. Sambas have had a huge year, but like people who have no idea are just like, well, those are cool. What are those? And I think they're just like regular Sambas. And I'm like, well, actually, this is the first time that three collaborators have gone in on a shoe, and this is a huge like moment for sneakers. And it's also Ronnie and Kith, and like it's just that's like my shit. So like
Yeah, facts. We saw the Kids Point flex the other day, man. That shit was crazy. I don't even know what it means, but it looked crazy.
yeah, no, that's yeah, I'm tier 3 on the Kith
Shit
app,
looked
and I yeah
crazy.
had to get everything.
Somebody tell me what
Bro,
that means,
you
please.
like you get exclusive access to like things that people at a lower tier wouldn't get access to. So like
So
there
you're
were
like first dibs type shit.
even like beyond that, like if this hat were only at the tier 3 level, like if you were at the tier 1 level, you wouldn't have access to it.
Oh, so there's levels to purchasing certain items.
Right. So
That's
the
crazy.
first one was kind of weak. It was like tier 1, you had access, and if you're at a higher tier, you obviously have access to that too. But so I got like everything that released that day,
That's crazy.
but yeah. So and it was actually, I mean, not coming out last year, so I guess it might be on my list for next year. Who knows? But it's the same thing, but it's a gazelle. So it looks super dope. So yeah, I have to show you those, or I have to post them on the Instagram or whatever as soon as I get those in. But it's supposed to be like 6 months because it's all that stuff was made to order. Like you buy it and then they'll develop it, which is
It's made to
actually
order.
I think why a lot of these Clarks fell off of people's list and like wasn't even on Complex's list, and I haven't seen it on a single list because like I bought those chalk whites probably 5 6 months before I got them. So it was
Damn.
like, yeah, they had a pre-order, made them, then delivered them. So it was a long ass time. And three colorways came out at that time, but I only got the green pair, and then these two came out for Kithmas, and those were really quick. Those came like before the end of the year. So that's what I thought. I could still put them on there. They still delivered last year, but yeah, nah, super fire shoe, and I just love the history of like how it's really never been done before. Maybe different people have had like hands on it, but it's never been like Clark's, Adidas Originals, and Ronnie. Like
Hmm.
three completely, and like Ronnie is the one that has relationships with both sides. Like he's done tons of Clark's, tons of Wallabies and stuff like that, and then he's done a ton of Adidas. So like he brought those two together. The crepe sole is just like, sure, the bottom gets super dirty, but so fire and just like subtle. So that's my number two. Yeah, I
Yeah, I love
couldn't
that
think of
pair
anything
too,
else.
actually. I didn't even, I actually looked at that pair. I came across somewhere and I was trying to find it. I wasn't educated. I knew it was kid, but I wasn't educated as much on all of that. So what's the resale on it right now? Is it crazy?
I don't think so. I haven't looked
No.
just because
Okay.
I have like the pairs that I want, but I would like to get the two other pairs I don't have. But yeah, like just
Yeah,
such a
that just looks
wearable
so
shoe.
good to me. I like the sole.
Yeah,
It
like
just
a
looks
little bit dirty,
natural.
but like
It's
yeah,
just like a
just like
natural looking shoe. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
just
like, yeah, wear.
easy. Yeah. All right, number one. We
I'm
may.
sure everybody in the world knows what
Yeah,
this is. Yeah.
I'm sure everybody has his number one on their list. It's probably not like that much of a build up, but go ahead.
All right, man. Jordan 4 SB Pine Green is the only colorway out at the moment. This one, I mean, when pictures first surfaced of this shoe, everybody thought it would be a Black Cat SB. I don't know if that's what they were. The sample might have been that, and they were skating in at the time. This shoe is amazing. The fit's not like every Jordan 4. I can actually wear a 10.5 in this shoe, and it gives me the perfect room. I cannot really wear a 10.5 in other Jordan 4s comfortably. This was made well, so wearable. I've worn mine. Is pretty beat to be honest. I've worn mine so many times. Anytime I go somewhere, it's in the rotation. I'm throwing it in the bag, and it's with me. Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's one of the last shoes I posted on my Instagram was me actually wearing those shoes. So, I don't. Yeah, it's probably one of the best collabs SB's done. Is this, yeah? And Jordan 4. I mean, everybody loves Jordan 4. If it's not everybody's number one Jordan 4 silhouette, it's top two. So
yeah. No, it's I can't fault you on that. That's a great shoe, and that's my number one as well. It's so wearable, comfortable. I love the fact that they actually, like, usually they would just come out with this, maybe call it SB or whatever, not change anything. They really went through this test of like, hey, skaters, wear this. Tell us what you need on it and where you need more padding. And there were changes to actually like where padding was put. There were changes to like the nubuck on the upper. There were changes to like make things more reinforced on like the sidewalls so that if people were to like do ollies and do kickflips and that shit, like it wouldn't just break the shoe. So I absolutely love that. The colorway, sure, like it. Maybe I wish it was a black cat, but I'm happy that they came out with this. I love the gum bottom or the hits of the gum on the sole. The green is like a
great.
good green, and yeah, I mean that's obviously it's on everybody's. It's number one on everybody's list for a reason. It's worthy of that spot, and like it's
It's the thing
held up.
sneakerheads want. Like when we want to see something new, it's the kind of collabs we want to see. It's like, all right, we've seen a Jordan 4. You guys released this couple BS colorways. All right, let's get something really real. A Jordan SB4. And yeah, we both own this shoe. Price is out the world right now. I believe it's almost like $700 and it's 10.5 on GOAT last time I looked. I don't know why people use StockX to look at prices, by the way. I never understood that, but I'm a GOAT guy and now. Send us some
Same.
coupons. Um, but yeah, this shoe is amazing. Got it at a great price at the time. I'm glad I didn't wait because if I didn't get it then, there's no way I'd be buying it right now. But this shoe's easy to wear. Green, sometimes these colors aren't like this has been so easy for me to just throw on a pair of jeans and a white tee or a gray hoodie because it does have the hint of gray suede. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this shoe's amazing. I don't see how anybody wouldn't have that at number one or anywhere around there. Yeah, so I mean, I went 10 for 10 on Nike. I do love other brands, people. I do wear other brands, but Nike, as much as it looks crazy with like some of the things, like the stock things, it looks like these days with Nike, they're still hitting out the park. It's just not the resellers aren't eating it up right now. So it's we're in a great place for people who just really want to buy shoes and do what they do.
Yeah, I mean, that's nuts that you went 10 for 10 on Nike, but
It made me feel away. I tried to think of something else I put in
yeah,
there, but now that I'm looking through all my notes, like I don't think I had any other brand on here. But oh, I had the crazy affinity. This might have to be split into two episodes probably because we're gonna probably talk a lot. But this at least was our top 10 list episode here. But we're probably gonna get into another 30-minute plus conversation on other things over the last year and months of sneakers.
yeah. Real quick though, before, so I just had the ones that I was debating but left off for whatever reason. So I had Nike Air Max 1 Big Bubble infrared. Obviously,
Yes.
you know me that I like those shoes quite a bit. And the Big Bubble was cool. Nike Air Force 1 Terror Squad, the Cactus Plant Flea Market, Air Fleet 2 Faded Spruce, which you had on the list in the black colorway, the Jordan 1 Low Golf Travis Scott, Nike Kobe 8 Triple White, Nike Kobe 4 Pro Tro Mambasita Gigi, and then the Nike Jordan Airship Ama Maniere. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all Nike and Jordan that I left off. But just, yeah, I wanted to change things up a little bit. Like I said, my like 6 through 10, I was like struggling and really just want to like put some other stuff on there, some things I really like, and just kind of diversify a little bit. So, yeah, I'm happy with my list, but those were the things that I left off or
Yeah, I got
honorable
a lot.
mentions.
Yeah, let me throw some honorable mentions on here real quick there because I had a lot of stuff. Honorable mention. The Doritos, we didn't speak on those. That was a great collab. The Tearaway. SB. It's just the SB thing. SBs tell the best stories for shoes. What else do I have on here? Laney 14. Some of these were wrong shoes for me that released at the wrong time too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Palomino 1. If that released right after the Mocha, yeah. J Balvin 3.
That was
Uh,
one I was very torn on, and if it would have come out in the black colorway, I would have put it on my list for sure.
we got 85 Jordan 1 black and white. That came out early. It was one of those early releases last year that you wouldn't even think that came out last year. But 85 cut is just different. We get the regular Jordan 1s. You get the 85 cut. It's clearly different.
Mm-hmm.
Playoff 8s. So these are like, I'm saying Jordan Brand's giving us what we want. They're giving us what we want in these OGs. Like playoff 8s came out. What else do I have on here? The Stussy Chuck Taylor was really big for me. It was I believe it was like a hemp material, and then it had like pearls around the
Mm-hmm.
thing. The CP3 Jordan 1 Low looked amazing. Quality on that. Nike Shox TL. So I had a lot of things that I liked. I liked a lot of Nike stuff, but I had a lot of things that I liked last year. I mean, shit. Oh, here's some more. The Powerpuff Girls came out last year. I mean, there were so many things. Like, I think that it was just wrong time. The DMP Gratitudes, they made them leather. They said that's the wrong thing. We don't want that. They dropped the Concord 9, but it was olive. Why didn't you give us the OG? Spider-Man 2, the Spider-Man came out last year, and the Fear 3. The Fear 3 came out when you were first, like, I wouldn't say you're first getting into collecting, but when you had like that pack of Fear 4s, that came
Yeah,
out and
five,
it
three,
didn't
four.
do.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it re-released. So it's just crazy to see some of these things that
that was one. I was like, do I put
it's
that
just
on my
wrong
list
time.
or not? And it was just the wrong time. Yeah, it was like
Yeah, it's just
too
wrong
much.
time, man.
Too much came out. Like
But
that
there was
was
so
better.
much heat last year, and there were so many silhouettes that came out. Mac Attacks, Alpha Force 88. I like that. I don't own a pair, but I really did like that. Uh, yeah, and I'm waiting for D-Book. Sabrina 1. There we go. Shout out Nike Basketball again. That's probably one of the most worn shoes around the NBA. Not to Glide. We didn't talk about that either. We both
We
own the Not
didn't.
to Glide. That was a new silhouette, but it's like a mashup kind of some older stuff. But yeah, there was just so much stuff last year, man. It's insane to like really look back on it and think. Burgundy 5, like there was so many OG colorways of like Jordan and things like that that I respect, but I'm not gonna buy every shoe. I think that Nike just did their thing. Everybody did their thing, but
So
yeah,
that gets me into one of the one of the questions I have for you, um, of 20, looking back at all of 2023, obviously we'll look back and then maybe we'll look forward a little bit to what we're looking forward to coming out in the new year, what's rumored. But looking back, who had the best year? Was it Adidas? Was it Nike? Was it New Balance? Was it Asics? Was it Saucony? Was it another? Was it a Solomon? Who had the best 2023? If you had to just say one company, obviously everybody was up, but one company who set it off all year.
A6. A6 was crazy. Like the mesh run, I even got a pair of 1130s over here. I'm on the mesh run. But A6 for A6 to be a brand that gets like a gallery department collab is insane. Like A6 and that, it's like they don't even seem like they would be in the same atmosphere or like talks. So I think A6 probably had. I mean, I can only imagine their growth. Like everybody was wearing these things. Like a dad 20 years ago or so who we'd be like, damn, why is he wearing the Aces with the jeans? Like I put that fit on and got it off recently. So I think Asics has to be up, up. Nike did their thing as they should. Um, Hoka's always there. Solomon was big for me. I think every brand did their thing. I don't see how any brand didn't grow or just hit their market of like whatever shoe they were going to release at the time. They were going to nail it in the perfect colorways. Yeah, but Asics has to be the one for me. How are you feeling about the brands
I
and who's up?
I agree with you. Yeah, I had the same thing. I think it's Asics. I was just telling somebody like back when I was playing soccer in high school and I had knee problems, so I had to go to some running store in West Lafayette, and they were like, "Oh, you have to
Shout them
like
out. I remember that running store. What was the name of that
Fleet Feet,
It
I
was
think.
yeah, it was some
Fleet
shit
Feet.
like
It was
that.
like
Yeah, I
right by
think
your crib.
yeah, it was over
Yeah.
there. Yep.
But yeah, so I had to go up there and like do the whole running thing, and they look at my feet, and they're like, "Oh, you have to buy these shoes," and I was like, I don't want these Asics. I want those Nikes that are like colorful and like look fire. Like I don't want these
Yep.
Asics. Those are whack. Had to get the Asics. Had them until like a year ago, and I was like, it's just so funny to see how it's flipped. And now you're like, oh, I actually probably I wouldn't pay $1,000 for the Complex Con Gallery Department Asics, but
Yes.
like
OC. Yeah.
still like you're thinking about it. And you're like, oh, those are dope. Like you're
And so many
seeing
people
Asics.
have. So
Yeah,
many people have worn that. I've seen that shoe so many places. I don't even know how much it costs. I don't. But you said it's like 1,000. That's crazy.
it's probably not, but it's like it's up there. I mean, everything gallery department, a shirt's like 200, a t-shirt's $200 from them. Like, of course, all they do is speckle paint on like a Asics, and like, oh, it goes off. But still, like, just the fact that they've had this quick of a come up and like really have just capitalized on this like mesh runner phase or like fad
Yep.
or whatever you're gonna call it, because it's obviously it's like just like anything, it's cyclical, it's gonna come and go, but they've really capitalized, they planned for it because shoes take time to like come out. It's not like they're just like, oh, let's hop on
Yeah.
that and get it out now. It's like 6 months, so they like planned for this and they really hit their stride. And yeah, I mean that kind of takes me to the next thing, the model of the year, which we already talked a little bit about the Vomero 5. We talked about the Dunk. We talked about the. We obviously talked about Asics, and in my opinion, it would probably be like a Joe Chiano 14. That just seemed like what everybody was collabing on. That was what everybody wanted. Is wearing. And then Samba had a big year, obviously. New Balance 2002 R has had a big year and has kind of had a big last 2 years. But yeah, what do you think if you had to put your finger on like what is the model of the year? What really, whether it's sheer number of like colorways that came out or like just what model really took off this year? What are your thoughts on that? What's your model of the year?
Probably have to say the Samba. I think the Samba was like the most. It was hard for me not to hop on that. It's hard for me not to hop on the trend sometimes of like a shoe being really in. I wanted to pick. I mean, it's so cheap too. It's like I hold off on a shoe that's like a $90 shoe and go buy something, the little price. But it's like it was so good, and the resurgence of it, like it's been around forever. Like I've seen people wear that shoe for years, just like regularly. That, and then I would have to say the Vomero. I mean, these are all kind of like in the one slot. The Vomero 5 is everywhere. I would say it's like the shoe of the athlete. Like they're like your trainers are wearing it on the sidelines. You see Tyrese Halliburton wearing them around. And then that Asics 1130 for me, I've seen it sell out every time. I had to wait like 2 or 3 months to get the pair I got. Like, I had to wait for it to come back in stock. So those models to me have just blossomed within the last year, but it was very trendy. I mean, they're all very trendy models. But then, like I say, we're gonna talk about one that's died down. I don't know if that's in your next question too, but I'll answer this too. One that's died down to me is the Dunk. I think the Dunk is very watered down and just very kind of misused. To be honest, because I don't know how many. I mean, it was kind of like Jordan 1. How many pairs of Jordan 1s do we really need? But Jordan 1 to me is just more classic than a Dunk, and just the high top is just easier for me to wear more all year round than a low top. So
Yeah, you beat me to it. That was my next question. But for me to answer the question, I totally agree with you. I think Samba, just like the the people that were wearing it, and just the number of releases that they had that like people wanted, and it wasn't like it got overdone, overplayed, outplayed. It was like it was huge in the past, and then it's come back, and it's really just like done it tastefully. Which I think if it would have been a Nike, they would have just chucked it out there like the Dunk, like what we just talked about. Like I think they've done it in a good way, and then obviously Wales Bonner just like absolutely shut shit down with all the Sambas that he's done. Um, so I think that really helped it as well, just because like that's a little bit more on the hype side, a little bit more on the fashion side, and like high fashion. So I think that really like has helped to elevate it. The Vomero 5, obviously, you said it. I mean, everybody's wearing this. It's super wearable. There's great colorways. Well, like, sure, they don't hit on every colorway, and I wouldn't wear every colorway. Somebody would, and somebody is. Even like a Volt Green.
facts.
Like,
That
people
yellow
are
one, the
wearing.
first
Yeah,
colorways that came out were some of the loudest colorways that
yep. So
they've
people are wearing
released.
those. If it were me, though, to pick it, I would say it has to be the Gel Keanu 14. Yeah, I mean, there was like a Kith collaboration. I think there was an ALD collaboration, like, and even just regular colorways. Like, people just want those shoes, and super comfortable, super wearable. Like you
It's
said,
like
like people are wearing them with jeans.
$140
Yeah, like
tops. Yeah, yeah.
it's yeah, just I think it's just taken off this year. But all of those, I mean, I put them on this list for a reason as part of my question. But yeah, I think all of those have
And
a
the
place
Vomero
on
is the
this
most
list.
expensive one out of all those shoes. The Vomero is about 160 retail. What's a Samba is about 110 now. Maybe they've hiked it up a little bit. If not, it's $100.
I think
And
so. Yeah,
then, yeah, I think the Keanu is about 130 tops or so. So they're all pretty like affordable shoes, which I guess that would make like them be so big as people who are like more into fashion than sneakers itself. Um,
yeah, for sure. And I
yeah.
would, yeah, that's my next question. Who or what model got played out or really missed the mark this year? And I think
Hmm.
I would agree it was the Dunk as well. I just had the note of like the sheer number of releases that they had that we didn't need or we didn't want, no one asked for. Just like,
They're retroing dunks that they released in 2020. So
yeah,
that's crazy. Like the Brazils just came out 2 days ago. That shit made me sick because I like still own that dunk. But it
right.
just is like it's just crazy to see like why are we retroing these so quick? It's such low quality. Like when we own a shoe from 2020 and then we get a new one and we're able to see the quality difference, it's disappointing. So then we lose a respect for that, and then I mean, yeah, it just plays it out. It's like a sneaker. When the dunk first came out, me and you were getting really into it. Like, all right, this is kind of retro back, and now it's to the point where like I know the last time I bought a dunk was for my girl. You just said the last time you probably bought a dunk was for your wife. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So therefore, it's like you can tell where we are at as it being like sneakerheads, collectors, wearers. It's just insane because I still see some colorways that I like, but why would I buy it? I don't need to buy it. Like it's just and it's affordable shoe. It's 115. They did hike the price up. They're about 115, 120 tops these days. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're just
No, we're
overdoing it, man.
we're on the same page. Yeah, they're just overdoing it, like you said. They're yeah, colorways we don't have any need for. But my another thing I wanted to ask you is like what collaboration went the hardest and which one missed the mark the most. And you had mentioned as one of your
Ooh.
ones that you left off the list was the Powerpuff Dunks, and that was one that I think missed the mark so far. But you obviously like it, or thought that maybe it deserved a
I do
spot.
like them. I mean, Powerpuff Girls was something that it's a cartoon I saw growing up. The colors are very loud. I would only wear the blue or the green. I did try. I thought the release was really awesome. You had to like interact and scratch off a thing. To even get into the release and watch a little video, that was really dope. And I did have exclusive access somehow, and I fucked it all up. So I'm pissed. I could have had the green pair, but I don't know. I just think it's like one of those shoes. It's the wrong time, but I do think that like it is a good collab. Um, but they're very loud. It just takes a certain outfit or a certain person to wear something like that. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it. I watched the show growing up too, and the cartoon, and but I don't know. I didn't see the need for it, and it is so loud. It's nothing that I would wear. I was like,
I think it
I
was an
just
anniversary. Maybe it was an anniversary, but I don't get why they paid. I think it was like 25th anniversary or something, maybe. The
probably, but
Powerpuff,
yeah, I was
but
like,
yeah, I guess
God,
now that I don't know why. It's kind of random now that you say it. I'm trying to think of why it was, but there had to be a reason behind it, but I don't know.
yeah, like if you're gonna do that, like why have we never seen like a Pokemon or like something that like more people would probably go out and buy like a
Facts.
Charizard dunk than they would like a Powerpuff Girl dunk. So I just
Yeah.
didn't need it, and was like, I don't understand why this is coming out right now. So maybe there is something deeper behind it. I know people like it. I know people who've had it on their top 10. So, and like you said, like it maybe barely missed yours. So, I've nothing, like, there's nothing wrong with it. I just think it missed the mark. And another shoe that you mentioned is the Gratitude Jordan 11, the Jordan 1 Spider Man, and the Haritos, actually. I think, like, those are up. I don't think those went as hard as they could have. Like, maybe not the Haritos as much. I think they could have gone a little bit harder with them, or they could have been. Maybe it was just because it was so hard to get them, um, and they're like ridiculous now in on resale value.
Yeah.
But like, I like the shoe. I would just never like. There wasn't that big of a story behind it. It didn't like draw me in like that. Like I wish it would have. The Gratitude 11s missed the mark for me. Like what
You
Jordan
own the
11?
original DMPs. They were
Yeah,
supposed to be like the DMPs. They
yeah.
take the mesh that we originally see on the Jordan 11. They switch it to leather.
And
I
what
don't
Jordan
know.
11 are
Huh.
you ever gonna want that doesn't have an icy sole? Like
Yeah,
it
yeah, that as well. It's
baffles
like
my
a
mind.
cloudy. It was like a
Yeah,
cloudy soul.
I'm like, yeah,
Crazy.
just give me an icy sole, give me a gold jump man, I'll buy it all day. But yeah, I don't want whatever
Smart.
you came
To
out with.
see a
Yeah,
Jordan 11, yeah, a Jordan 11, like a holiday Jordan 11, it was like we've known for the years that that's people's thing. Holiday Jordan 11 release. This is one of the things like that Jordan brand definitely missed on just by having leather. Like they just didn't give the people exactly what they want. But that's the bullshit Jordan can be on. Is like we'll give them exactly what they want. We're gonna fuck with you and make you mad and
we'll
do
change this
this.
one little thing and make the
Just
shoe
one little
like 10
thing, and
times
it's gonna
worse.
make
And yeah,
everybody mad. But
yeah,
then like the Spider-Mans though I did see in person, and I think that I don't know why that shoe was so bad, but it's actually really dope because there's so many different materials on there. Um, there's patent leather, there's actually like suede and leather, and it's a Chicago colorway. It's just I guess it was just a lot more louder than the original one. But it's a great shoe, and the bottom is like a translucent
hmm
red, like a really bright red. But I don't know, it's just crazy to see like sometimes of how like a second release. But then again, I think that sometimes it has to do with the times, because we are in a time now where people just aren't reselling. Um,
yeah.
I mean they
I
are, but
just
it's not.
don't like that shoe at all. I don't know. I like if I agree, it's obviously a Chicago colorway, sort of. But if you're gonna give me a Chicago one, I know you just gave me that last year, but like, why not just do an 85 of just a Chicago one, or like
Yeah,
give,
facts.
yeah, or I mean, and we'll talk about it in what we're looking forward to, so I won't give it away, but like, give me another colorway I haven't seen in a long time, or like that has never come back since '85. So I just thought, yeah, I don't know, and I mean, I get that it came out and like Spider Man was huge the last year, but I don't know, that one just missed the mark for me. But it's always, yeah, always great to see like if you saw it. I've never seen it in person, so if you saw it in person and it was like, oh, it's actually like
Yeah, yeah,
very
my
high
brother
quality,
actually
is
has
good.
them, and yeah, and they were very surprising to me, and I actually looked into getting a pair because it is kind of a Chicago rendition, but I just decided to let go. But dang, I just looked at this list, but we had satin braids come out. Remember when satin braids came out years ago and they were like $1,000 reselling? They were in outlets. They were like sitting on sneakers for a while. And the same with the reimagined Royals, which I did like. I think that it's cool to do suede. I think suede is a great material. But I don't even think the Royals that great of a shoe. I mean, it's cool and all, but it's not something that I need. But those are two that missed as well. Like, I mean, just I guess just wrong time because 2 years ago when Jordan ones were really Jordan wanting, these shoes would be $600 right now
Yep.
resale. So just weird times to be honest. I don't feel a way about it because it doesn't really affect the way that I move in my sneaker world, but it's definitely different than probably it's way different than we've last talked for sure. I mean, I can definitely say it's probably changed that much. The feeling and the atmosphere has changed that much in that time.
Definitely. So then we've obviously talked about, or we talked a little bit about who had the best collab, and maybe Cerritos. Maybe I had obviously had that as maybe one of the biggest misses, but was it Cerritos who had the best collab in 2023? Was it Wills Bonner? Was it Mischief? Who do you think had the best collab? And you obviously talked
I'm in
about
here.
Powerpuff. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
in here. They had the 12s that dropped this year. That were kind of, I mean, they were just, I don't know if it's burgundy, whatever this color is. It's very hard to wear, by the way. All this ammunition, it's not easy. It's not easy to wear, people. I can tell you that much. So they had the 12s drop, both pairs of fives, and one that was really slept on to me was the Airship, and I had an opportunity to buy that on Nike and on the Airship was constructed to be like, it almost looked like you played in baseball outside in like baseball. It was very like already dirty and kind of beat up with like oil stains on it and things like that.
Yeah,
But
that
they
was
just know how to like
one of
do
my
it.
honorable mentions. That was, yeah, I
It
love
was
that shoe.
amazing, and I don't own any airships, but that was the one that I debated on this year. Maybe one day I'll get it, but I mean they just do everything right, man. They just know how to put quality in the shoe. Every sole, like the soles in the fours, I believe the fives too. They're like a leather sole. So it's like if I'm gonna pay 225 for a Jordan, they're consistently bringing us reasons for it to be 225 within the quality of the shoes. So uh, I think that they gotta be my favorite. If I can give an honorable mention, I mean I love Mischief to be honest. I think I almost bought a pair of big red boots, but I
That yeah,
didn't.
that
They
was the
such
only
like
reason that I had them on this list. I was like, I mean, they just who nobody would have thought that that would have been
it was the
such
talk
a
of the world.
big, yeah, such a big thing. People were, whether they were real, whether they were fake, and then obviously they came out with the yellow ones that look like SpongeBob, but like, yeah, they just,
Yeah,
and
the
I
yellow
mean, they've
Crocs.
subtly been doing other shoes too. Like they
They
have
have
like
that
some
shoe as
Converse
well
looking one.
that you can drill. I believe it's called like
Oh
the
yeah,
gum
yeah, yeah,
stopper, gob stoppers or
Gobstopper.
something.
Yep.
Yeah, and it
So
comes with the
yeah,
drill.
they've
Those
just
are amazing, by the way. I love those.
yeah,
But
they've
shit
just
like that is
subtly
what
been
gets
doing it.
me. And they don't, yeah, they stay in their own lane. It makes people talk crazy about them, but at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want people to have a review, good or bad. It's everywhere. So it's gonna get the sales. It's gonna do what it has to do. So the hate is always. I like the positive hate. The negative positive hate.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah, I think they're up there. They definitely get you talking about them. And yeah, I mean, anytime, even yeah, even
Every
hate
year,
is good
we've talked
publicity.
about Mischief every year. There's at least one shoe every year they drop that keeps them being a brand that's talked about. Same with CPFM. They're kind of in that world of what are we gonna do to do something crazy? Like what are we gonna do this year?
I agree. All right. Well, we've looked back. You got any other things you want to talk about as far as looking back on our past year before we talk about a little bit of like what's coming, what you're looking forward to, what you've heard rumors of that you need, and then I know I got one specific shoe that's a little bit controversial that I want to get your take on as well coming up.
So me basically, I just Nike basketball. I just want them to keep doing their thing, keep vintage, keep releasing the KDs. We have the Galaxy KD4 coming out here in a couple of days. It'll probably be out by the time this releases. Uh, just doing things like that. The D book, just letting I don't know. I mean, Nike basketball is just amazing. If I can own every player's shoe right now, at least there's at least one colorway I can own. Um, so I'm just wanting them to keep up the pace, keep doing what they're doing. They're going to start retroing Paul George shoes, which I learned I didn't know his silhouette cut off. So if you notice, he's been playing in a lot of Kobe's, and I was like,
Hmm.
what the hell? And I did some research, and his silhouette stopped at 6 or 8, so he hasn't had a new shoe, but now they're going to start retroing his earlier models.
Right.
So, yeah, they're just doing right, man. I don't know who's over there, but shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are just doing it right in the aspect of that. But then I also want to say Adidas with Anthony Edwards' shoe. I don't know who designed that shoe, but is it Edison Chen who's over there now at Adidas? Is that who I was saying? He wore him courtside the other day. Just
Yeah,
with some,
he's the
yeah,
clock guy. Yeah.
yeah, they just looked amazing. Like just to see people wearing basketball shoes off the floor, which we said is something we don't do, but it's something we have done years ago. It's just cool to see like that world of like being an athlete, as a basketball player, like seeing that transcend like back to the off court as well. So earlier I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about like you being a soccer player with the samba being like what it is? How do you feel? Like, do you care? Or, like people are just wearing it to wear, or do you like the publicity of it, or do you like
Yeah.
want people to know about it, or you just like seeing it?
No, I just like seeing it. Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
never was like a Samba guy on the soccer field, but
Hmm.
yeah, it like obviously comes from that realm. But yeah, even like the people who are wearing like the court version or like the indoor soccer, like people wear for
Which has the
handball now
tongue that
too, and
folds
like
down. Is
some of
that the
them do.
difference?
Yeah, some of them
Okay.
like also stick super far up, but like
Yeah.
yeah, that yeah, it's just like the court version. So yeah, it's just cool to see people wearing it, see like Wales Bonner doing collabs on it, see like Ronnie taking his take on it, and yeah, I like seeing it. I don't have any. I'm not like a gatekeeper for any like oh you got like you never played
Yeah, I
soccer
feel
a day in your life like yeah
that.
no I just like seeing it and seeing it come back. It was obviously a huge shoe like in Europe especially, but even here, I mean, just back in the day, and then now having it back and see people actually just wearing it, yeah, dope. Um, and even like the Gazelles, like they've had their run as well, so
Yep.
yeah, very
Yep.
similar.
Looking back, do you have anything that really like pinpointed the year to you in the world, like something that just splashes in your mind off the top, or anything that you want to bring up that you had a thought on?
Not really. I think we covered most of it. Um, Yes, Solomon. I mean, over the last couple years, obviously Solomon's been coming on strong.
Hmm.
But like before, early this year, I feel like it was like everybody was wearing Solomons, getting Solomons, regardless of the model. So finally got my first pair of Solomons and like super happy with them. I think they're dope. I got the Noter collab and like
Yep, I saw those.
yeah,
I got
and
to see those in
so
person.
I I think I would like to see them continue to just do more collaborations, more just dope wearable not even collabs, just colorways. But yeah, I want to see them continue to or see really what they can do with this like head of steam that they've got going. Because it seems
I
like
think
over the
they're
last
missing a collaborator though. I think that's what they're kind of missing.
yeah, because
Is
over the
like
last couple
somebody to
months, I was
come
gonna
in and
say it's
like,
like their hype has kind of died down. It seems
yeah, it
like, and
has.
people still wear them, obviously, but like they need to find that next
And they've become more
thing.
available. Like you can buy them on Finish Line and JD and even Nordstrom Rack. I saw Nordstrom Rack had them like 75% off. So I almost got a nice little pair. But yeah, but yeah, I think that they need like a collaborator because like you're saying, they've kind of like they were here and now they're kind of just like
They're
yeah
still
in the middle.
relevant, yeah. They're
Yeah,
still relevant,
they're
and like
still very
if you go
relevant.
to New York, people will still always be wearing Solomons. But like, I want to see how they take over like globally, not just like in specific regions when you go there. And like, obviously, I knew like before I went to New York, I was like, oh, I need a pair of Solomons, so I like fit in. But then, yeah, like I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm going to or I'm at home in St. Louis and like I need Solomons. I
Yeah,
just yeah, I just have Solomons now just because I wanted them. Um, but yeah, I want to see what they do, and then really, I want to see like how this whole like Nike TN has just become like it's come back really. So I want to see how they continue with that. Like I remember
Because
the
they're coming out
first,
with a soccer cleat too. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're really
So
pushing this.
they're yeah Nike's like seems like they're putting more emphasis towards that again. And like I remember the first pair that I had was like my sister's that 50 Cent wore in that In the Club video, and I like just stole them from her. And but like I haven't had a pair of like TN since then, but
Yep.
that's obviously huge in Europe, huge like or it was bigger a couple years ago, and then now to see it coming back and like whether they're re-releasing or whether they're just coming out like that Pata Barcelona was a fire colorway, and like they're just coming out with some dope stuff. So I want to see what they do, but yeah, I'm excited for 2024. I think we've already seen some good shoes come out. To be
I
honest,
already
this year
copped a
already.
pair.
So
It's crazy. I wasn't even supposed to be buying
what?
shoes this year, and I already copped that pair of Craft Threes
Oh yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, yesterday.
So yeah, crazy. But that shoe is just like, I mean, that's the simple. I mean, it's wearable to me. It's something I'm actually gonna wear and put on for multiple times to come. So 24, 4. I mean, bread. We got yeah, bread.
That's
Reimagined 4
yes,
coming
that's
out.
what I wanted to talk to you about because that's the controversial one. So I mean, obviously we'll get to what else we're looking forward to, and maybe that's one of them. But like, is that a shoe that you're thinking like, why did Jordan do us like this? Or are you like, okay, I like the leather, I'll do it, I'll rock it, I'll buy a pair, buy two pairs. How are you feeling about that? Because
I don't.
that's
Yeah.
controversial.
I think I like. I don't think there's a reimagined that I've disliked that's come out. I kind of like it because the OG is out there. Like it's out there to buy if somebody wants to go get it. So the fact that they can do a play on it and it's leather, like if the leather quality is fucking good, what are we gonna complain about? If it fits like the SB, if they're really making models going forward with the SB cut or whatever, yeah, but then like I do own the pair of Bread Fours that I bought probably within the last year, and I've probably worn them maybe 3 times. So it's like a harder shoe for me to wear, period. So I probably will not buy this leather pair. I did really want them, but I think that they're good. I don't know what's wrong. I mean, leathers can be hit or miss. It just all depends on the quality of the leather. But we just got the Bread Four in 2019, so it's like, do we
Yeah, you could
really?
go back and get that
You can go
if
get it. I
so.
got
Yeah,
mine for a good price. I bought a used pair, got it for it. So it's not even like it's something that like, all right, if you're not happy, go get the pair you really want type shit. It's came out in 2019, so it's not that far out where it's not something that's gonna crumble when you wear it. So it's really a preference, but I think that it's a good shoe. I don't see. I mean, yeah, literally the bread and leather. So I guess it's just preference on if people are really OG lovers. Like, oh, you can't put a play on an OG. But I mean, if we're gonna be honest, like the Lost and Found, the way that cracked, like that little crackle shit on it, it's not like the best look. When I looked at it the other day, like I like this leather on that more than like a cracked look on the Lost and Found one that came out. So I mean, yeah, it's very controversial, but like, yeah, just go get the suede pair if you're really that mad about it. But it's gonna be a shoe that people come around to. It's like, oh man, but people are gonna see it in person, which is what I've been seeing. Kais Omar has them on early. Uh, yeah, so I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I guess I said all that to say I'm not mad at
no,
it.
no. I mean, hey, I agree. I think while I would have liked to have seen them bring back a shoe that like not that I care about resale value, but like if they would have brought back maybe just a black cat or like something like that, and not just do because like you said they brought that in 2019. I know black cats have come back since then, but
Yeah, like
like look at
2020.
the
So yeah.
resale on black cats, and you're like, oh, people obviously want this shoe. Why not just
Yep.
bring that back? And maybe they will. I have no idea, but like. But as far as what it is and what they're giving us, it really sounds like they're giving us this leather bread four reimagined. Like I'm all for that. I'll probably buy a pair. We'll see how it is. Maybe then I would buy two. I don't know. I haven't seen it in person. Maybe that'll change my mind. So, um, yeah, I'm all here for
If it was patent
having it.
leather, then we could be upset. I'm not. I mean, I
Yeah,
like patent leather,
yeah,
but if it's a fucking patent leather Bread 4, then we can be like, all right, what the fuck are we
right.
doing? He's really trolling, but
Yeah,
it's not. It's really like it looks like good quality leather. So
I agree. I agree. Um, yeah. So then, I mean, looking forward, that's one of the ones I'm looking forward to seeing. Just what the quality is like. If it's something that I can see myself like wearing on the regular. Because I've been looking back at like Black Cats, and anytime, and if anybody out there has a decent pair for the low, like I'm always
Cause
on GOAT
y'all
looking at
beat them
that,
bitches
bro.
down. I'm on eBay looking too. They beat
Yeah,
them bitches down. Like
but I'm
who
not
size
paying a
your
thousand
shoe?
bucks. I'm not paying like
Damn.
$800. I've been looking at all of the used pairs on GOAT in any size that I could potentially fit my foot into, and they're just beat or not
Yeah,
worth it.
they're literally beat, man. And I have no problem buying a used shoe, but those, the way that they're slinging used Black Cat fours is criminal. Like, it's criminal, man.
And you know it's bad when you see their hands holding the shoes and they're all crusty too. You're like, all right, bro, I'm not like I can get
Still,
past like maybe a little like scuff here or there, like creasing or like no stars, but like if your hands also like crusted over and like, no, I'm not buying a shoe from you, and not a beat shoe for
facts.
$750.
But yeah, I mean, I think that we're still really early in the year, and we've seen some things coming out. I mentioned the KD, the Galaxy KDs coming out. Those are gonna be crazy. Everybody's waiting on D Book
Galaxy
shoe, which there
foams
was a
too.
Galaxy phones are gonna be coming out as well. So it's just it's cool to see like Nike kind of get back and like pay homage to some of these things. Hopefully, it gets the right celebration as some of these things should. And then, uh, damn, I just had it on my head a shoe that was coming out. Totally blanked it, but I know I mean, we're still early in the year. There's a lot to come. A lot of Jordan 1s are coming out again. That's something I wanted to ask about too, because I feel like Jordan 1s have kind of died down, and I've caught myself this week kind of going back into my collection and wearing them again, like kind of while it's died down. Because in the day, it's a Jordan 1, and the ones I have are like a little different than what's coming out now. But what are you thinking about like Jordan 1s? I mean, we talked about dunks, but I guess I want to get into that before we.
I think Jordan ones. I I I just feel like I didn't need the colorways that came out. They could have kept the train rolling, and they could have really just like capitalized. But like I said, like I didn't like the Spider Mans. That was really where I started to like fall off of them. And then I didn't really need the white and black 85s. Um, so I just feel like they could have done more. And like the satins, like you said, like they're sitting on shelves. I don't know.
Palominos were good, but I've only worn that like one time, two times. But
Yeah,
not since
and
I
that
got
was
them.
another one I
But
just didn't need, and like
yeah,
it is a shoe that I would wear. I just was like,
yeah,
it's like I don't know. I have like the older Jordan ones, and I think that goes back to your point of like if something just came out like, or if they had it come out in like 2012 and then come out now, like if I was old enough to have already got that shoe and I can have them side by side, I'm obviously going to favor the old one because it's like, one, those people now don't have that and it's higher quality. And so I'm always just like, if I can get something that I don't have and that I do really need, which like we'll talk about in the shoe that I'm most looking forward to coming out this year. Um, yeah, if I could get something like that, then maybe I'll like go for it. But until that comes, yeah, I'm like I could give or take a Jordan 1 right now. Just
same.
yeah, and I probably, even if I hit like sneakers, I probably just wouldn't buy whatever was coming out unless it was something that I was like, oh, okay, like I'll I wanted that or I've wanted that. But yeah, like what they're coming out with, I think it's just like, and maybe it is just that they've come out with everything that we've wanted, and now it's like they're just grasping at straws, trying to like throw out whatever they can to try and like make people happy, but in turn, it's like not really doing that. Like
Yep.
you had it on your list, the Union Jordan 1, like that's something we've never seen before. It's a collab, it's fire, but I don't need like a black and white 85. And sure, I love that they're
Yep.
doing the 85 thing. I'm behind, but not just a black and white. Like why not give me an original colorway if you're gonna give me an 85? So when
No,
they start doing
facts.
that, I'll probably be back on ones. But yeah, I'll wear them, and like obviously it's still a great
And there's some
shoe.
85s coming out this year. Actually, there's a couple colorways of 85s coming out this year early, so we'll see
Yeah,
how that goes.
I don't know if you're ready to get into it, but the one shoe that I'm looking forward to the most as far as what we've heard about so far. Obviously, that will change, and I'm sure we'll have many more conversations about what we're looking forward to and what we bought. But the Jordan 1 retro low 85 metallic blue, I need like
Mm,
10 pairs of those.
big
Like,
into that one, huh?
yeah, the metallic
Yeah.
blue is like my favorite of all of the 85 colorways, and like
Yep.
I don't care if it's a low, like it's whatever, still wearable.
Yep.
And the shape is different, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So that's and I think they came out a couple years ago as well, but like I'm all for them doing stuff like this, and I wish it would have been a high. Obviously, I wish they would come out with the
Yeah, I think they're
original
coming out with the
85s.
red and high. I think the metallic red was the high top that's
And
coming
I
out,
need
which
that.
I'm kind of,
Give me the
yeah, I'm
metallic
actually
silver
very
too.
interested
Yeah.
in that. So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of good to come. The D book is one I'm really looking forward to whenever they do get around. Nike's playing games. We saw
Bro,
D
yeah,
book
they fumbled that.
wear
Yeah,
crazy colorways on court. He was wearing. I mean, I'm sure they're his PEs, but I mean, when you're wearing shattered backboard colorways and court purple colorways of this shoe that looks very wearable on and off court, it's just good to look because yeah, I'm gonna definitely get a pair and I'm definitely gonna wear them on and off court when they come out with the correct colorway. But yeah,
I
it just
agree.
sucks.
I
That
think,
sucks. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They're yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there, but
yeah, it was like such a hype thing, and he went on sneaker shopping, and it was all around the release of it, and they only released in Arizona, and then like I haven't heard about it since. So
nope.
I don't.
No, there were, yeah, I don't know. I know there
I
was a little
think they did
controversy like
fumble
a
it.
week ago, but yeah, they fumbled. It should have been out by now. We're halfway through the NBA season. All Star Week is a week. So in Indy, shout out to that All
Shout
Star
out
Week
to
in Indy.
that. Are you
Yeah,
doing
so
anything?
and, I mean, honestly, I listened to the 520 podcast heavy. Shout out to them. They're great. They were hosting something, but I think it's
Yeah, I
during the
think at
week.
North
So
Central
yeah,
they're doing their own All Star game at North Central High.
yeah, that's the only thing I would attend to support them, Naptown natives and stuff. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be out and about down there. Everybody, when you're down there, watch yourselves. It's treacherous in the city at times. So yeah, be careful. But yeah, I think they fumbled. I mean, it should have been out by now. It's halfway through the NBA season. He's balling. Um, yeah, and you don't. I mean, yeah, it's your Nike athlete, signature athlete. Like, come on now.
I agree. Yeah, no, but I'm looking forward to it. I think yeah, I would play basketball in a pair. Even though I mean they look a little clunky for on court, but like I hear that there
Yeah, he
is some
modeled them
good.
after like yeah, when he modeled them like Air Force Ones and Blazers, like he really went lifestyle to
But there are like true performance aspects to the shoe too. So
yeah.
it's not like like obviously they're his
He just scored like 60
for
something in
yeah.
them bitches the
Yeah,
other day. So against the Pacers, he went nuts. So yeah,
he did.
and they lost
They
though.
lost. Yeah, I was gonna say they still lost, but
Fucked up my parlay. Yeah, I mean shit. If that, I mean we're got future episodes coming. People, let us know how frequently you want us to release them. If you want video, audio only. All that. But I mean, there's a lot to talk about coming up, and I think that like right now, the state of sneakers and like I don't want to hate, but like looking at the complex sneakers, their top 10, the way that they handled that was just like very distasteful to me. I didn't really care for the list, the people they had on the panel. It just looked very sloppy to me. I mean, if you're gonna do it, keep Welty, JLP, and Brendan Dunn. If we're gonna keep it true to sneakers and stuff, so I think that us getting back into this is a good space for us to actually talk and bring our knowledge and what we know and our true feelings about the sneaker state, because we're in a state right now where reselling is not driving the market as it once was when we first started talking about sneakers. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm glad we were able to do this today. I think we got a lot of good stuff to come, man. Get back in our bag.
definitely, yeah, we definitely got a lane, and we're gonna take it. So we're excited to get back into 2024. Obviously, a lot more conversations to be had, a lot more sneakers to be bought. But yeah, this was our top 10 episode of 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know, yeah, if you did enjoy it, if you disagree with us, if you agree with us. I'm sure there will be some disagreement in the comments, but yeah, just let us know. Make sure you listen wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, that's a wrap.
And one more thing before we get out of here, people. when the shoe comes out and we can get it in our cart, I don't need to go to the comments to see I'm waiting for a coupon for sale. Bitch, buy the fucking shoe because you can get it. Stop complaining. I'm tired of y'all. Spoiled ass sneakerheads. Buy the fucking shoe, man. If you want it, buy the shit. But yeah, that's
You
all I
heard
gotta
it. You heard him.
say.
That's
Stop being spoiled, motherfuckers.
that's Philip with one L in the middle.
Oh man.